Okay, so we're getting a Code Veronica reimagining, or demake, if you will. And no, this game isn't going to come anywhere close to what the original is, and for various reasons, but the main thing is you can't have the relationship and discourse and dialogue that Claire and Alfred had in the original game. It just will not happen.
I am Alfred Ashford, commander of this base.
This is what you get for trying to oppose me! Now feel my revenge!
Okay, that's it. Let's get out of here.
Alfred, you cross-dressing freak!
I say whatever the fuck I want.
And we all know why, so I'm not going to waste time with that. This is my favorite Resident Evil game. It's not the best one. It's just my favorite. I have the most fun playing it. It's extremely difficult. The story is awesome. The characters are funny and weird and awkward, as you can tell. And it's just the best atmosphere, I would say, in terms of a Resident Evil game. I feel like I am in all these different places, and it really just draws you in on the immersion factor. Every room, every area is highly detailed, just like most Resident Evil games, but in Code Veronica, I think they did the best job in capturing a unique feeling for every new space that's explored. Whether it be a pitch black jail cell that you start out in at the beginning of the game and you can't see shit and you gotta use your lighter to be able to look around and see items, or a steamy pool area where there's a couple zombies that turned while they were in the sauna. I mean, just shit like that I thought was pretty cool. Then about the halfway mark of the game, you'll come across a secret underground torture area where they conducted experiments on the island, and it just really makes you wonder, like, what the fuck was going on here, dude? And this couldn't be accomplished without the soundtrack in the game. I think the music is phenomenal. It captures these feelings that I'm talking about every time you go into one of these areas. And especially in the save rooms with the typewriters and the item boxes, of course. You have the calming music while you're in the workers' station break room. Kind of gives you this untold story of what was going on here on the island before the outbreak and where the workers hung out. Just stuff like that is what I'm looking for when I'm playing Resident Evil and any survival horror game, really. If they can make you feel like you're in it, then they're doing a great job. And another element that helps with this is a decent enemy variety. And in this game, I would say it felt a bit better than most, in my opinion. You have mostly returning enemies from the franchise. You got the zombies, you got the dogs, which are encountered multiple times throughout the game, even past the halfway point, which I really liked. You got the hunters. They make a return and actually feel extremely threatening due to how aggressive they are. But then you have a new enemy type, which reminds me of these people that call themselves democratic socialists, where they just here for the gimme that's. And since they won't actually get what they have been promised, they have mutated into these monsters that will forever roam around trying to grab all this free shit that they won't get. So every time Claire comes across these things, they all like, gimme that, as they try to grab her by the pussy, and she loves it, by the way. But yeah, they're extremely annoying. They do a lot of damage in a short amount of time and are aggressive like the hunters. They just keep attacking and attacking and attacking. So if you don't have the right shit, if you just have a handgun, you might come into some problems. And this brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is the difficulty of this game compared to other Resident Evil games. Basic enemies can essentially stun lock you and just keep rapidly attacking. But the bosses, dude, are some of the most frustrating you're ever going to deal with, and if you waste your grenade rounds or explosive bowgun arrows and don't save them for the main bosses, you can end up in a situation where you will not be able to defeat them and actually have to start all over. When I recently played through this to get footage for the review, I was not careful with my resource management, and the final boss kept destroying me on every attempt, and I had to restart. I only had the shotgun and the handgun with Chris, and it did not do shit against the final fight with Alexia. Also, you do play as Claire and Chris in this game, and switching between them is not done manually, it's all scripted by cutscenes. But the problem with this is if you're unfamiliar with the game and you have all your heavy weapons loaded in your inventory as Claire, when you switch over to Chris, you don't have access to any of that shit. So the first time you switch over to Chris, you run into a scripted boss fight right before and then it switches over, but you have no indication that you're about to fight a boss. There's no typewriter, there's no save room right before, so if you didn't save your game anytime recently, you got two options now. You can keep going and try to make do with what you got, or just restart. Fuck it. And as annoying as that sounds, and believe me, it is when you're trying to play this game to get footage to make a fucking video about it, I didn't mind when I was younger growing up playing it. I was already in love with the game. I fell in love with it right away. So when I'm like, okay, I gotta restart shit, I'm sitting there thinking about all of the stuff I just did and planning through my head like what I could do differently. And I love how the game made me do that and use my brain in that way. Moving on, the combat is pretty much what you would expect it to be. It's the tank controls with the fixed camera and having to pause the game constantly to reload sooner. And yeah, I love all of these things. Not saying that they should be implemented in the modern games. I'm just saying it's an OG nostalgic feel, man, and it's what made Resident Evil good. Part of this whole bullshit clusterfuck of things. A brilliant, beautiful clusterfuck of things, mind you. And each Resident Evil game has its own feel, man. The combat is never just feeling exactly the same for every game, and in Code Veronica, the knife excelled, in my opinion, over all the other games. It takes a shit ton of handgun ammo to take down a zombie in this one, so with the knife you can aim down at their knees, get them to drop, and then just slash them to death while they're on the ground. It's super effective when you're trying to save ammo for later on in the game. And take a listen to what it sounds like too. Next thing I want to talk about are the characters in the game. Claire is awesome, obviously, for what I showed you earlier. She doesn't even need to say anything else, but she does say one really cool thing when she meets Steve for the first time.
But I thought you were another one of those
Shut up. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
Like, yeah, bitch, I don't know you. I'll fucking kill your ass. And this is the game where we finally get to see what Claire is really like. I don't think Resident Evil 2 really counts. It's just kind of like, oh, she's the sister of the main chud. That's about it, man. But in this one, dude, you get a Claire Redfield that's based as fuck and calls a truny goofball a cross-dressing freak, which is exactly what someone is that pretends to be a woman and is not one. Actually, if you cut your dick off, then you're a woman now.
Shut up.
I also like when she encounters Alfred for the first time and she starts making fun of his entire base and basically his whole family.
Oh? You must be one of Umbrella's lower level officers if you're in command of a backwater base like this one.
How dare you!
So yeah, I just gotta be honest, I don't really care at all what else she's like. I don't even want to talk about it. Okay, she's caring, loving, kind. Oh, she cares about Steve. I don't fucking care about that shit, dude. This is what makes me love Claire Redfield. What I just showed you, I don't give a shit about the rest of her character. Moving on to Steve Burnside, man. This guy is a absolute goofball, dude. I fucking love him, man. He's so weird and quirky and shit, man. Just take a listen, dude.
We made it! Yahoo! You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know.
What was that all about?
Who brought you here and where is your family?
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it!
And the dude's got his head in the gutter the entire game, man. Every time he's with Claire, he's checking out her ass when he should be focused on moving heavy machinery. Or trying to kiss her while she's asleep. You know, this fucking guy, dude. He is such an entertaining character, man. And we can only hope that he will be written into the reimagining just at least half as good as this. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But constantly, all the time, man, just cannot get his head out of the gutter, dude. He's got to be a fucking creep all the time, man. And I don't know about you guys, but this shit is just funny as hell to me. When I'm playing a video game, I want something to be this awkward. It's just great entertainment. But let's just be honest with ourselves, no modern reimagining will ever capture this level of perverse behavior from Steve Burnside ever again. Moving on to Alfred Ashford, man. This dude is completely fucking insane, man. He's a truly goofball. He thinks he's a woman. His twin sister, let's just point that out, alright? This guy is a fucking nut job. Insert your joke here. His whole family is heavily involved in Umbrella as one of the founders, and so he's completely proud of that, by the way. So there's just no coming out of that, man. I mean, you're pretty much a bad seed from the beginning, along with his twin sister, Alexia. And as they're working on the Veronica virus, they want it to work so well so it can kill all sorts of people, man. And Alexia actually cryogenically freezes herself because that's how the virus is going to be compatible with her cells. I mean, it's just a fucked up family, dude. And she stays frozen for 15 years, man. I mean, that was part of the deal when she went and voluntarily did this to make sure that the virus would be compatible with her cells enough so that they could just kill off millions of people, man. And so for me, when I was playing this game, and I think of the title Resident Evil, this completely fits the picture for me, man. Everything that would make sense about a game titled this is Code Veronica, man, with these Ashford fucking crazies. And we can't forget about the infamous part where Claire walks into a room with a slide projector and it's putting on a movie with Alfred and Alexia, and they're basically torturing a dragonfly, ripping its wings off, and then placing it in a jar with a bunch of ants so that it can be eaten. And Alexia looks at the camera like, yeah, I am fucking evil. I mean, it's just, ooh, the vibes that you get from it is pretty hardcore. Wesker is also in the game, which is just icing on the cake for me. He's my favorite villain in the series, and we get to see him for the first time with his new powers as he tells Claire how much he despises Cress. So cool. We get to see him wall running towards a mutated Alexia, leaping towards her and punching her in the face mid-air in slow motion, and then him and Chris get a fight scene at the end of the game. It's just so dope, man. So yeah, guys, Resident Evil Code Veronica has everything I want. We get an anti-woke main character decades before this even becomes a thing today. Can we please get back to normal, dude? We get these insane and pure evil villains. It tops the chart in atmospheric immersion. It's got a shit ton of enemies to fight throughout the whole game. Unforgiving and truly punishing bosses. It's got an exemplary soundtrack, bringing areas to life, and we got tank controls and the fixed camera. Let's fucking go. And yeah, guys, I am excited for the demake. I think it's going to be good. It's not going to be great or anything. It's probably going to be too short. It's going to be full price, and it's going to leave me wanting a lot more. It's certainly not going to be based or edgy. I can't believe that's considered edgy today, calling somebody a freak because they dress like a woman, but whatever. That's where we're at. That's not even it's not even an opinion. It's just factually where we're at. We're cutting our own dicks off right now in society. That's what's happening. So we'll just have to see how this one turns out. Next year, I think, is 2027 is what they were saying. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Like, subscribe, comment, and do all that shit. And I will see you on the next video.